Hello, thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience start to finish. Quick note before we begin, there's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details. So, I've been living with this dual fuel inverter generator for a couple days, and I wanted to tell you what actually went down, not just the brochure stuff. This dual fuel inverter generator feels like a real tool you reach for when storms hit and you don't want to lose the fridge and a few lights. It's not featherweight, but it's thoughtfully built, with a battery that ships inside and a safety setup you have to understand before you fire it up. First up, the setup is a little more involved than just turning a dial. This isn't a drop it in and go kind of device. The battery is tucked away with safety connectors, so you actually have to pull those apart and connect the battery terminals correctly before you get spark and power. It sounds fiddly, but it matters a lot for a clean start. Once you've got power to the unit, you'll need to deal with the oil and a couple other break-in chores that feel a bit old school but make sense once you see how the engine wears in. The oil isn't included, so you're grabbing a quart of conventional 30 weight and a small dose of a zinc phosphates additive like STP. The idea is to tiny dottle the first bit of oil into the crankcase to coat the moving parts before you load the engine. The goal is to avoid dry starts and glazing during the first hours. It's not glamorous, but it's about treating this like a small engine that will last. You'll also want to smear anti-seize on the spark plug threads so you don't fight a cross-threaded plug on a cold start. And yes, you start by finger threading the plug to get the thread seated before you finish with a wrench. During the first couple of hours, you'll be careful with the load. The trick is to run warm, not hot, and to shift loads rather than hold a constant draw. Eco mode helps the engine match the load, and you'll want to ease into higher loads, think 1500 watts or so at a time, then step up. The idea is to break in gradually, letting the piston rings seal and the bearings bed in without hammering the engine. I did a small oil drain and refill around the 2-hour mark, mixing the additive into the new oil. After that, I kept loads reasonable and watched the gauges. It's surprisingly quiet for a generator this size, and it feels solid when you're moving it around. It's heavy, around the kind of weight you'll want wheels and a solid handle for, but it's manageable with the right setup and a couple of helpers if you're solo. For safety and care, I used proper cords and a grounded setup, kept the unit level, and stored it with a breathable cover. A ground rod and a dedicated extension with proper gauge kept me calm about stray electricity and the weather. Bottom line, this is a capable, cautiously designed tool that delivers peace of mind when you need it most. It isn't painless to set up, but once you treat it with a proper break-in and good maintenance, it pays back with reliable power, quiet operation, and real usefulness during outages. If you want a solid, feature-rich companion for emergencies, this dual fuel inverter generator earns its keep.